Turning now to more focus as well, the Supreme Court has said it will allow the sale of bursting of green firecrackers in Delhi and NCR for 5 days during Diwali, Gurpurab and Christmas celebrations. Although confined to certain time limits, this could mark the capital's first festive season with legal fireworks in years, despite concerns from environmental experts and court advisors about enforcement gaps. Ashwini Dubey, AOR Supreme Court, joins us for his perspective on this big story. Ashwini, what do you make of this order by the Apex Court?
See, it's a long pending issue. Whereas in MC Mehta versus Union of India case, this Honorable Court, the Supreme Court, has banned the firecrackers, keeping in view the pollution and the concerning the environment. Now, some suggestions have been made by the state government as well as the Firecrackers Manufacturing Association that only green cracker within the time limit, and that too approached by the needy should be permitted. Then the joint crackers and the laddies are not manufactured, sold and used in the NCR, and the sale has to through the licensed traders, and selling shall be through permitted manufacturers only. If you remember, the Delhi has been the epicenter of pollution and in one of the critical air pollution zone in Delhi last year and last to last year, if you remember, there was serious environmental issues here, and that was the reason that the court has banned it, and even the green crackers was not allowed. But there was one argument, right of livelihood, right to trade and business by the manufacturing association, and then second, the people who celebrate it from the Sanatan Dharma, who says that we celebrate it to remember the return of Sri Ram, and is also the Diwali is known for the festival of lights, where people light diyas and burst crackers to celebrate victory of good over bad. So these are the concerns, and even in this year, if you see, the environmental concern is, the air pollution is not that deteriorating, which was earlier. And there are multiple factors, multiple reasons involved for Delhi's pollution. One of the reason, as you said in your just in opening statement, that it was because of the parali burning, and the second was that the vehicular pollution. So these are the reasons where there were various, this time the environmental pollution was at peak. So now the Supreme Court says that because they're certified manufacturers of green crackers, and that approved by the National Environmental Engineering Research Institute and Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization, and those crackers should be permitted with a time-bound manner, so that the pollution and the right to life, right to liberty, as well as the environmental protection can be in a same manner. So because there is an interplay between the constitutional and environmental laws in a context of firecrackers ban, which was multifaceted subject, which was studied by the combining various laws and principles, and that was the reason the last year Supreme Court has made the complete ban. But the Supreme Court was of the view that at one place you cannot put the ban, another place you cannot lift the ban. So there has to be a balance, and
yes,
there was,
which is why that has been done, of course. And Anil Sood, environmentalist, what is your view on this order? Do you welcome it? Are you concerned? What is your perspective?
The Supreme Court has taken a pragmatic view, because if we see last year also there was a ban which went up in smoke. There is no enforcement. There is no way that police can enforce this ban because of porous borders all around Delhi, and crackers can be smuggled from anywhere to anywhere in Delhi. So it's better let people burst crackers. Let me share with you one thing, that crackers have been made villain, parali has been made villain, vehicles have been made villain. Our entire system of pollution management and pollution assessment and recording is totally flawed, is totally outdated, archaic, and they do not assess the institutional polluters and pollution caused by them. This is something shocking. Even today also, I have AQI monitor installed at home. It shows that external sensors needs cleaning, and this message is flashing for last 1 year. Okay. It is shocking that our agencies are just passing on blame on vehicles. Vehicle pollution is hardly 20%. And last year after Diwali, it was the cleanest day.
Okay.
And still, ban was flouted brazenly.
Okay. Bipin Sharma, senior journalist, let me draw you in here. Do you believe this is then a pragmatic move, a pragmatic order by the Supreme Court? Vipin, can you hear me? Okay, we seem to have lost him there, unfortunately. But Ashwini, let me draw you back in here on, of course, now this order. As our environmentalists on the panel was saying, anyways, the order was being flouted. So you believe then it was a pragmatic move to legalize the green crackers in a way. Also, these timings now, who will ensure that these timings are not flouted?
Of course, the enforcement agency. It is the duty of the enforcement agency to ensure that every order passed by the courts are complied with, or the law framed by either the state or the central government has to be followed in true letter in spirit. But the question here is now two parts. One is to balance the environment, and second is to read the mitigating the circumstances for bringing the environmental concern. Had it been exclusively the firecrackers, no study at all. Are these the completely parali? No study at all. And even the ambient air quality monitoring stations are not on place, which suggests that whether it is because of the fly ash, bottom ash emitted by the power companies, or the parali, or the vehicular pollution, or other reasons. And what are the mitigating factors? If you see, the Supreme Court has been time and again very serious about it, and had formed the committee of the chief secretaries and various other environmentalists and scientists, and have suggested certain measures, but those measures have not been implemented at all. Now here is the question on two parts. One, the fundamental right of those who do the trade, the fundamental right of those who sell it and their livelihood is dependent on it. That is flowing from the Constitution, Article 14, which says right to equality, right to freedom, right to livelihood and life with dignity, and right against arbitrary arrest and exploitation, and right to freedom of religion, which is the festive, which is one of the fundamental right of the under the Constitution. So by putting a ban without any proper study, was this justified? This is one. And if it is in a time-bound manner for 2 years, then whether that would add further pollution in the environment. These are the circumstances which has been considered. The Supreme Court, if you remember, there was a ban last year on 19 December 2024. That ban imposed on firecrackers, and which recorded that the state of Rajasthan had imposed a similar ban in the propriety in the terms of the ban imposed by Delhi government under order 19 December 2024. Now, government itself, last year the government was putting the ban. This time government has approached to the Supreme Court saying that please allow us to propagate our religion. So directive principle of state policy, Article 48A, environmental laws, and when we see the right to propagate the freedom and right to propagate the religion, these are the facets. And now it's a festival of Indians. The Supreme Court is taking a decision, planning to pass an order to modify that order. Let's see how much pollutant is added to the environment. That would, when the study would come. But merely because there are certain other factors are ignored.
Yes.
Diwali,
yes. Dr. Naresh Chawla also joins us now. Dr. Naresh Chawla, former National Joint Secretary of IMA. Do you believe this is a welcome move by the Supreme Court? What is your view?
I fully disagree. That I think should not have been allowed. First, by the Delhi government, and second thing, I have known to object. But my opinion as a medical man and as a person, I am aware of my Delhi, our Delhi, considered among the most polluted cities of not only of India, of the world. I think we have no right, even the government of Delhi, why is it proposing that the green crackers be allowed? Why should crackers at all be allowed? Are we not aware that the people of Delhi, the small children, the senior citizens, the other respiratory patients like the patients of asthma, COPD, other heart patients are badly suffering. Why should we not be concerned about their welfare rather than we are more caring more for the right of a Delhi wala to crack crackers and the fuljhadis and all those things. I do not think the rights of the Sikh of the Delhi are by any way less than the rights of general people who just want to make fun, make more noise, create more noise pollution, create more air pollution, and make Delhi a dirtier city. I know where is the wisdom. There is no wisdom. I fully disagree. Years earlier, the scheme of odd even was started. We keep fighting with the neighboring states that they burn paralis and pollute Delhi. And now we ourselves are trying to allow the green crackers. I totally disagree. Nothing should be done. I think all the common citizenry of Delhi should come forward. All the NGOs who are environment minded should come forward to
Yes.
oppose it tooth and nail, and there should not be any respite. We do not want any crackers. Till years back, we are telling our
Bipin
children
Sharma, is this a
that
pragmatic order or a disappointing order? What's your view?
Very pertinent question. You see, this order is, a mixed bag of joy for everyone, because one, it has definitely taken care of the pollution, because if green crackers have been permitted, so, and of course, there is this talk of trial basis for controlled hours, and then a robust mechanism has to be implemented by the central government, wherein they, have to do the monitoring, the inspection, the enforcement. So now, you see, you have to also keep in mind the health issues, the health hazards, which come alongside all these firecrackers. And of course, the green crackers are eco-friendly, less of noise decibels, and then less PM matter. So if all these, and less of barium, there is no barium. So now, keeping all this thing, I think it's a balanced verdict, and it will definitely be hailed by one and all. Reason being, because festive season is round the corner, the religious sentiments also have to be borne in mind, and there must have been some rhyme or reason why the apex court of the country set aside the Calcutta High Court order when it said that there can't be a blanket ban. So because blanket ban is not ideal, not practical. So all these points also have to be kept in mind, and I think if a robust mechanism can be adopted by the government, and last but not the least, this order is nationwide, not just restricted to Delhi-NCR. And the respective states and the UTs have to comply with this order.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, this move now comes after the union government proposed firecrackers be allowed under a tightly regulated framework permitting only green firecrackers approved by the National Environmental Engineering Research Institute's experts. They have raised alarm, though, over such a move, citing the 2-year period between 2018 and 2020 when a similar policy for green firecrackers yielded no reduction in air pollution levels, and argue that on the ground it was virtually impossible to distinguish between such products and conventional firecrackers. Obviously that logic did not cut ice, Ashwini Dubey, the opponents of the green firecrackers, and obviously this regulated model did win favor by the Supreme Court that the union government proposed.
Uday, just see, there is the study, environmental study and impact says that the temporary measures such as green crackers, which were banned, had not significantly reduced the pollution level. And therefore, there was a question, raising question and alarming questions about their effectiveness. Now, one thing, just at the time of Diwali, putting a ban, ignoring the livelihood dependence of thousands and thousands of people of the country who are involved into this business, this is one. And number two, when there is no complete effective study suggesting that the Delhi pollution, NCR pollution or other pollution are just only because of the firecrackers, then putting a ban was of course the violative of the fundamental rights of the citizens who celebrate their festival. One. Two, the court, Uday, has a right to put a ban. Even the environmental laws can be affected, certain norms can be made to restore the
Anil Sood, do green crackers work? What is your perspective?
Unfortunately, Uday, I disagree that a cracker can be green. Just because a Supreme Court judge coined the word green cracker, how cracker can be green? I have seen cracker manufacturing units in Tamil Nadu. I have seen how these are manufactured. When an ordinary law in India cannot be enforced, how they can enforce ban on crackers and that to certify green crackers? So this is something which is totally unacceptable. That someone sitting in higher echelon of the society coins a word and the entire nation starts working towards that. This is something very strange. A cracker can never be green. And let me tell you, crackers is no way concerned or connected with our religion. The only celebration when Lord Shri Ram came back after a victory on Ravan, it was Deepmala. Crackers were introduced by Mongols through China in India somewhere in 14th century. It has no religious backing, no religious sanctity. It is more of merrymaking, that's all. If people say that this is connected with religion, we are misleading ourselves. And again, let me reiterate, our total enforcement mechanism is flawed, it is archaic, it fails at every stage, because I am already contesting quite a few issues before NGT. I am shocked the way our CPCB or DPCC, even CSIR, NERI also, their conduct is also shocking. Filing affidavit is fine. Suggesting mechanism is fine. Who will enforce? Where is the will? Where is the power? Where are the people? Where is the mechanism? So this all, leads to chaos. Last year, as I said, the ban was, every year ban is flouted. So that is why perhaps Supreme Court thought that, okay, let this be ban be lifted for restricted hours. Even yesterday also, till late night crackers were being busted. How? So our system, we need to,
Yes.
when we think of something, it has to have scientific knowledge,
Okay.
scientific backing.
Okay. Okay. In fact, the NERI, the National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, claims that modifications to green firecrackers cut emissions by 30 to 35% compared to traditional crackers. Experts, though, say even these reductions are too modest. Mass usage is likely to diminish any gains further. The question now is, should we move to alternatives like drone shows, made from alternative raw materials that have a lower environmental effect and fewer health hazards? Is it time to look at alternatives, Dr. Chawla, to the traditional firecrackers? Maybe a community cracker exercise, maybe something at one place at one time, city by city, maybe drone shows, maybe other alternatives, Dr. Chawla?
I'll again reiterate my words. First thing, cracker is not a must as our religion. It is only the festival of lights. It is not the festival of noise or crackers at all. As far as promoting the green crackers and saying that a lot of people depend on this as their livelihood and etc. I don't think this is a logic at all. When our Delhi India fares so bad scale. Can't we think that now? We are teaching our children to not to forget the crackers. Why do we need crackers at all? Why do we need even green crackers? And as far as we are having committees to monitor, regulate, they all have miserably failed all across. So it is difficult to imagine that once the green crackers are allowed, it practically means everything is allowed. It becomes free for all. So I would say you're saying that can we look for some alternatives? I think we better teach our children not to fall in the trap of crackers, which are nothing but more air pollution, more noise pollution, more nuisance, more dirt, and more disease. So I'm essentially a medical and scientific man. I totally oppose it. I think I am making it wide and clear. We should not welcome this. What is my opinion?
Bipin, let me draw you in here as well. Bipin, now, of course, experts say that the green crackers will help cut emissions if, regulated, if the timings are also imposed that the court has mandated. Will that happen, Bipin, or is it time to look at alternatives?
You see, we are living in this era when there is due emphasis on following the sustainable development goals as laid down by the United Nations. So 17 sustainable development goals. And of course, grappling with pollution is one major concern, one very key factor. Now, you see, on one hand, you have this, whopping budget being spent on manual cleaning, Yamuna cleaning, and then dust pollution control measures being taken by the PWD. So, and then it becomes contradictory if, you have the these crackers which wreak havoc. But of course, again, I will come back to my same point that there are sentiments involved. The moot point here is, can there be a mass level consensus if there is a blanket ban? The answer is a big no. One will not accept it. So if we are talking about green crackers, eco-friendly crackers, which have a lesser probability of pollution, then why not do that on a trial basis? Why not do that for some months, maybe 1 season, 2 season, and then if it works,
Yes.
well and good. If it does not work, then you can rework your strategies.
Okay. We're going to have to leave it at that. We've run out of time. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us on this broadcast. Let's slip into a short break.